actually wanted to see Yoyo Williams.
Thank you, Alvina. I take issue with the fact that they say I insult my audience. I don't insult my audience. Okay, so let's start. So unlike you peasants, I live in the German Alps, thank you. So you're all living in Germany light. I live in actual Germany, thank you very much. And yes, I do have 3 bathrooms in my house, of course, yes. And I live in the mountains, okay? And it's so difficult living in the mountains as an African because I come from Africa, and in Africa, that's where the sun was invented, okay? It's really hot there. It's not Miami hot, I'm sorry, Alexa, okay? But like, it's really warm there. And like, this was my first Bavarian winter, and it is so cold here. It is, I don't know why you're coming searching for the cold, but it is so cold here. It's so cold, I can't afford to lose weight while living in Bavaria because I need every ounce of fat I can get to help me keep warm. Like, seriously. And I feel like it's still not enough because when I go outside naked, I still freeze. So I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that. And it's so bad that when I wake up on a Bavarian winter morning, everything around me is white. The mountains, the trees, the grass, even the man in my bed, white. Okay, I got you guys laughing. Now let's actually start the show. Thank you. Pace yourselves, you're going to be doing that a lot in the next hour. So, I tell a lot of race jokes, okay? You will glean this off me as the evening progresses. However, I am not racist, although some people say otherwise. I have a white person in my house, okay? I actually have 2, and I think they're fine. I'm just married to one of them, but like, I live with 2 of them, and I think they would both agree that I'm a really nice person. Like, I'm the nicest black person they've ever met. I don't know how many they've met, but I'm the nicest one they've met. And it's actually not even, I'm gonna sit because crafting this body takes time. It takes 0 energy. It takes a lot of sitting and a lot of sleeping and eating. Okay, so I'm not gonna stand here for an hour. I'm gonna sit. I noticed that none of my opening acts used this chair, even though I brought it up on stage. Well, they are very lean, as you might have noticed. They are from very cold countries, like Austria and the colonials. So I don't actually tell race jokes, I just make observations. Okay, so for the purposes of this joke, we're gonna call comedy a job, yeah? So for this job, I do a lot of traveling. So I fly a lot, yeah? And in my flying, you know, when you have a window seat, when I'm lucky enough to get a window seat, because I can never afford to actually, you know, pay for a window seat, but sometimes if I check in at the right time, like I get a window seat. And whenever I have a window seat, I'll like look down whenever we're flying over an ocean, and there's always activity going on in the ocean. But it's not like ocean life activity, it's normally white people doing white people shit on the ocean. Like, it's never black. Have you ever heard of a black person getting eaten by a shark? Never, and you never will, because we're not out there trying to like, it's always the white people. And where I live, there's always like white people parachuting. When I look out my window, there's like white people falling out of the sky. Never a brown person. Like, in the town that I live in, when I moved there, I doubled the black population. So we know it's not the black people. And yeah, so it's just observations that I make, okay? Not really jokes, it's just me saying stuff that I see. Like, for example, I want to know who the fuck the first black person was to get in a plane. Like, who was that nigga that was like, okay, let's do this. Like, I'm gonna get up there in the sky with the white people. Like, he clearly didn't learn from the people that got on the ships in Africa, like all those years ago. So yeah, but hey, he made it possible for me to come here and insult all you people in your home country. So thank you to whoever he was. So I mentioned that I'm married. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, who knows. But I'm married to one of you. By one of you, I mean white people, because this room is so white. Jesus Christ, this room is white. Like, I saw a black person and I was like, they exist in Austria as well. Oh my gosh. And then I found out she's not even Austrian, she's South African, so. Yeah, we're taking over slowly but surely. So, I'm married, and I'm married to the most vanilla person you will ever meet in your life, okay? Like vanilla ice cream has nothing on him. Like, he is so vanilla. Like, I'm the yin to his yang, or he's the yin to my yang. I don't know how that goes, but it's like the circle thing with the white and the black. You see, we're perfect. And like, we're like opposites, but like they say, opposites attract. For example, he doesn't drink, like, at all. So to make up for that, I drink like an American frat boy. Like a fucking champ, okay? And he doesn't get high at all. I mean, how does he live with himself? And to make up for that, I need to make sure that I'm higher than a giraffe's pussy at least once a day, okay? And because he's a straight white male, he doesn't do dick. And I'm not going to complete that joke. You can fill in the blanks yourself. Okay, so now you guys know a little bit about me. So I want to know my audience. I like to know, like, the people that are sitting in front of me. Because you know what the shit thing about an audience is? It's never the same fucking people. Like, it's always different people that we have to get to know over and over again. Like, you guys cannot commit. I can tell half of you here are not married because you don't know how to commit. Like, it takes commitment to be an audience member, yeah? Imagine if you went home today and you've, like, normally in your house, you know, you have a wife, 2 daughters, and a cat. And then you get home tomorrow and it's 2 husbands, a dog, and an alligator. And then you have to get to know their personalities. And then you get to know them, and then the next time you go home, it's a fucking neo-Nazi and a human centipede. And you have to get to know them as well, okay? That's how it is performing in front of an audience. Like last time, there was a lady with a broken foot here, and you can guess what race she was. And if you guessed white, you're racist. She was Indian. Okay. She had a broken foot, and we were having the time of our lives. Lady, you couldn't even break your foot just to make me feel better. Like, I knew I would experience racism at some point in Europe. I just didn't think it would be during my own bloody show. Like, so fine, whatever, you guys. So I'm gonna do I like to call it a mini survey, just to get to know my audience, because I'm not going to get to know you all individually. We'll never leave if I do that. So I'm going to ask you some questions, yeah? There's been a lot of counting tonight. I noticed Tom was counting, Felix was counting, Alvina had numbers in there. So I'm going to ask you a few questions as well. Just to get to know the people that are in front of me, because it's going to be a long night, okay? So, question number 1. Do we have any smokers, like cigarette smokers in the crowd? And just rules for the survey. Don't like raise your hands, don't be German about it. Like woo or something, like make a sound. Because comedy is like sex. The more noise you make, the better I think I'm doing. Yeah? Okay. Thank you very much. So, my first question, do we have any cigarette smokers in the house? Any cigarette smokers? Woo! Just you. Okay, so, don't we just fucking hate him? Like, the rest of us non-smokers. Seriously, is there some sort of message or warning label inside a cigarette carton that says, smoke within 48 hours of opening, and possibly do it on a long distance train where Yo-Yo has the aisle seat and you have the window seat, okay? And you have to get up at every fucking stop for a fucking smoke break and wake me up from my naps. I told you I am trying to craft the perfect body here, okay? And like disturb Yo-Yo from her naps or else. Now, firstly, that is a fucking long warning label. I'm surprised you even read it and complied with it. Like, my goodness. And secondly, I think the boxes should be bigger, or the fine print, or are you like really good at reading fine print?
No, I agree. They should come in like 4.
Yeah, they should come in huge boxes so you can read the fine print. And thirdly, fuck you, dude. Okay, nice. So we have one smoker. We can deal with that. We can deal with that. Unless they are dishonest people. I was told that Germans and Austrians are honest people. So I'm hoping nobody lied to me. Okay, so question 2. Now this one is a little bumpy, so hang on, okay? Like, put on your seatbelts and hang on. Because this has gotten me in trouble in the past. However, once it goes in the set, it stays in there forever, okay? I am very stubborn. So, do we have any vegans in the crowd? Any vegans? Vegans? No? Yeah, you laughed really loudly. I could tell you was a vegan. You had the energy to laugh. Like, so, finally, oh my God, we finally left them in 2024. Because I figured they all withered away, like at midnight. They all like, just, and I have nothing against vegans. They are good people. They are doing good for the planet, okay? They really are. Just don't fucking tell us about it. Yeah? Like, don't rub it in our faces. We know. I will eat a whole cow in front of you if you tell me that you're vegan. Okay? I feel like vegans should behave like pedophiles, where they don't. No, not the pedophilia part. Calm down, please. The part where they don't tell us that they're vegan. I feel like there should be a registry where they all register so that we know which of our colleagues, family members, and friends are cunts we shouldn't invite to the barbecue. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, we're not trying to burn them at the stake or anything. We just want to know who's going to be a bummer at the barbecue. Okay, so no vegans. This is going to be a great show. Oh my gosh. And question 3. Are you okay? Question 3. Do we have any firstborns in the crowd? So, nice. Okay, practice babies, let's do this. So, firstborns, you may or may not know this, but firstborns are the practice babies. Your parents had you to practice for the children that they actually wanted, okay? So everybody who came after you, like, you were either a colossal mistake that they eventually learned to love, or they had you, don't worry, I'm one of you, okay? I'm a firstborn too, chill. And they either had you as a colossal mistake, because, you know, I don't know, a condom broke or they didn't know how to use one, or they had you because they wanted more kids, but they needed practice. So for the second pregnancy, they were like, should we hit this one more? Should we hit it less? Should we feed it more? Should we feed it less? It all depends on how much of a piece of shit you were. Okay, so, and then question 3.1, because it's a sub-question of the first one. Do we have any last-borns in the crowd? Fucking scourge of humanity, those people. They think the world owes them everything. And I'm not going to keep going on about them because that's going to give them the validation that they think they so correctly deserve. So I'm just going to move on. Thank you very much, Mr. And I liked you so much. I was with you before I got up here. You're firstborn. Okay. For the sake of today. But for the sake of every day, what are you? I last born. Okay. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, guys, let's move on. I have been disappointed enough for one night. Now, you may have noticed, I didn't mention the middle kids. Actually, I'm sure nobody noticed because no one gives a fuck about you. So it's okay. And I'm not going to embarrass the only kids because, you know, the ones where, oh, I'm an only child, because they're probably here with their parents. And I don't want to point it out, okay? They're here with their best friends, their parents. So let's not embarrass them more than they need to be, okay? Okay, so I'm going to take a quick drink break. Like 3 seconds, don't get up, unless you are a triple threat. What a triple threat is, it's a cigarette smoking, vegan, last born. If you are a triple threat, please get up and leave so we can carry on with the show. And I will be with you in like 2 seconds. See, I'm trying to make up for all the drinks my husband isn't drinking. Okay, let's keep things moving. So I noticed that we have Americans in this crowd. Oh God. And I feel like I should explain to these Americans that I did mention up top that I am from Africa. I should explain, Africa is the continent. I'm from the country of South Africa on the African continent. Okay, so there is a difference between those two. And guys, please don't laugh at this. It's not their fault books are banned in their country. Okay? It's really, we should be sympathetic. I think that's why Alexa's trying to leave. Because she's like, she needs education. You see, she even left now. Like, Alexa's so good at leaving, she's gone even now. But I'm not making fun of them because I was never good in school, okay? I was never like the brightest student. Why do you think I'm a comedian? I was never the brightest student in school. I finished my high school career, we call it matric in South Africa, matric, grade 12. I finished with a resounding 24% in mathematics, and I could not be happier. Like, at least at the end of my high school career, I made it to double digits, okay? So I'm like, I made it at the end. So I'm not making fun of the Americans, I'm just pointing out that we need to be nice to them and explain things to them really slowly, because books are not their thing, okay? So be nice. From here on out, be nice to the Americans. And some of them are vegan, so we need to be extra nice to those people, okay? Okay, so, now that I'm done with my mini survey, and I've addressed the Americans in the crowd, I am gonna go very slowly for you guys, just so you keep up with me, yeah? So this show is called South Africanism, yeah? And I know some of you are wondering what South Africanism is, now that we all know what South Africa is, hey. So a South Africanism is, so in South Africa we speak English, yeah, as you can hear. I didn't learn it here, I learned it there. In South Africa we speak English, but we also have like 11 other languages. So South Africa has a total of 12 languages. They just added, last year they added South African Sign Language as a language, which is really great. This bit is not going to be funny, just learn. I'm trying to teach them like through other channels. This is the learning portion of the show. And South Africa now has 12 languages, but we technically have 13. The 13th one is South Africanism, okay? And I know, like, you guys know about South Africa, you know where South Africa is. And South Africa is the land of OG racism, okay? Like, we are, like, we started the good trend of racism. Like, segregation was a word, it existed. And yet, now everybody knows what the word apartheid means. Because, like, South Africa is that rock and roll with their racism. That we've taken over, like, the word segregation was alive and well and it was working. It's not like its patent expired when South Africa decided that apartheid was a word. Yeah? So coming from South Africa, we have our own language. I mean, you guys will call it slang. I'll call it South Africanism. So there's this phrase called "and then." Yeah? And then, you know what "and then" is, yeah? It's like a connecting word. It's like a connecting word. I have a degree in teaching English and I can't explain this. So, and then is, bear with me for like 2 seconds. So, and then is, it's a conjunction, I want to say, and it's, you know, you say, I'm going to do something and then do something else. So that's what it is in normal English. Now, if you bring it to South Africa, it has 6 other meanings. And I'm going to walk you through all of them right now. Are you ready? So I need... Very ready? Okay, awesome. Nice, Mozart. I remember your name was something to do with Mozart. What was your name again?
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, okay, I was right.
I'm married to a South African.
You married to a South African?
Yeah.
Oh, me too. So, I'm gonna use you guys as my, because I was gonna ask for volunteers in the crowd, but I figure let me just use Mozart. Mozart, what is your wife's name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? How'd you get this one? And then. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few scenarios, and we're going to use Mozart and Elizabeth as our guinea pigs, just to help you guys understand. But it's more for Alexa than anything, because I think Americans need to learn with visuals. Okay, so it's more for Alexa than anything. But you guys will follow along, yeah? Okay, so scenario 1, where you would use the phrase "and then," yeah. The first scenario is you asking somebody, what are you going to do about it? Yeah? So, what you going to do about it? So here's the scenario. Let me walk you through it. Elizabeth and Wolfgang are walking down the streets of Salzburg. You guys live in Salzburg, right? Okay. They're walking down the streets of Salzburg, heading to a bakery, let's say. There's one in every corner. Heading to a bakery. And they walk past a gym bro. You know what a gym bro is? Those like really buff guys with no brains. Yeah? So they're walking past a gym bro, and the gym bro bumps into Elizabeth. And Wolfgang puffs up his chest, looks up at him, and is... Oh yeah, holy shit! Let's pretend for this scenario that he doesn't have a knife action. Puffs up his chest and goes, and then, yeah, like to protect his woman, okay? And then the dude like pummels him to the ground. I'm gonna be honest with you, this use of "and then," like violence, it's normally followed by violence, okay? If you say "and then" in this scenario, like that nigga gonna beat you up. But it is a use of "and then." Okay, so Wolfgang picks himself up, dusts himself off, and walks with me to scenario 2. You ready? Yeah?
Let's go.
Blue eye healed? The ribs okay?
Everything's alright.
Didn't beat you up too much?
No.
Okay, we're good to go. So, then we walk with Wolfgang to scenario 2. Scenario 2, we are in their kitchen. Okay. He's holding an ice pack to his eye because that guy really did a number on him in scenario 1. He's holding an ice pack, but also he's guzzling a bottle of milk, like a carton of milk from the fridge. It's the middle of the night, he's guzzling a carton of milk from the fridge, and Elizabeth walks in, sees him with the light illuminating his dumb face while he stands there in the kitchen, and she has told him multiple times not to drink from the carton. She has even put a glass next to the fridge so that he can... She's even put a glass next to the fridge so that he can use it to drink the milk. Yeah? And then she walks in and is like, and then, like, as South Africans, we use a lot of body language and a lot of hands and tone to convey our messages. Like, our bodies are the subtitles to what we're saying. Okay, and then is a full sentence. So now he tucks his tail between his legs and moseys on to bed, and he's going to do it again tomorrow because he has the brain of a goldfish. He wakes up in the morning and goes on to scenario 3. Scenario 3 for the use of and then. Scenario 3 is an exclamation. Okay? Exclamation like, excuse me? So instead of saying, excuse me, he's going to say, and then. Yeah? So, in this scenario, Wolfgang, I think you're healing a little bit now, yeah? You're healing a little bit?
Everything's alright.
Everything's alright, okay. So, you're at a bakery, again. I mean, there's one everywhere. Seriously, since I moved to Germany, I can't look around without seeing a bakery. Like, if you go out now and, like, throw a stone, you'll probably hit the window of a bakery. So, Wolfgang and Elizabeth, yeah, no, I didn't forget her name, I just needed to swallow, chill. So Wolfgang and Elizabeth are in a bakery, and two teenage girls walk in, you know, generic looking German teenage girls, or Austrian, as the case may be. Blue eyes, blonde hair, you know, Hitler's wet dream, right? Walk into the groceries. Walk into the, not grocery store, where are we? In a bakery? Walk into the bakery. Probably a bakvac, because they're everywhere. And cut into the line in front of them. So Wolfgang taps the person on the shoulder, like one of the girls, the short one, because he got a beating last time. Taps a girl on the shoulder. And this one is going to be more embarrassing if he gets beaten up by a teenage girl. So, taps her on the shoulder and is like, and then, like, you know, high tone. He's trying to be less intimidating because you don't look that intimidating. You know, we'll say intimidating for this scenario. Okay, awesome. So he is tapping the girl on the shoulder and is like, and then, as in, you know, don't cut in front of me. Excuse me. It's an exclamation. Okay, so moving on to scenario 4. Luckily, the girl didn't beat him up this time. He's okay. He's okay. He did not get beaten up by a teenage girl, no matter how butch she looked.
It could be a fetish. Sorry.
No, we're not going there, Mr. Wolfgang. Okay, so we move on to scenario 4 for the use of and then. Yeah? In scenario 4, here is Wolfgang walking into the bedroom that he shares with the lovely, lovely Elizabeth, and walks in and she is looking fly. Like, she is looking good. Like, I'm talking drop dead gorgeous. Like, the beautiful that only a South African can look. I know, you guys can look in envy, thank you. And you know, when someone looks really good, you have to use your finger with it. It's like, and then, like, you need to use your body. You need, okay, not that finger. Jesus, these Americans need to chill. Like, I'm trying to educate you here, lady.
Educate me.
Yeah, Alexa, you don't have all the answers. So, for this one, you have to use the finger, okay? So it's, and then, like a snake, sort of like, you're looking fly, you're looking good, yeah? So that's the 4th use of and then. And then the 5th use, she turned around, Elizabeth turned around, looks at him, and he looks like shit. Like, she looks good, but he's wearing that t-shirt that she really hates, that is like ripped under the armpit, that he refuses to throw away and hides every time she tries to burn it. Like that t-shirt. every husband has that t-shirt. My husband is wearing it right now. I don't know where he thought he was going. So you got rid of all of them. How did you do it? Teach me. Okay, I was like, teach me your ways, young lady.
So far, so good.
So he's wearing this crappy shirt with like a hole under the arm, and she looks at him and is like, and then. So again, you have to use the hand. Like as a South African, you need to use. Hey, hi, ho. Okay. So.
Wanna beat it?
Huh?
Wanna punch it a bit?
Should I punch it?
Snap the mic.
Yeah. I don't think it's like.
Wait.
No, the other one.
No, the mic. It's good. It's good.
And then,
Yeah, and then. And the sixth and final use of and then is when you tell them to do something, when you give them an instruction and they blatantly don't follow it. Like those triple threads I told to leave earlier, and they're still here, nobody moved. So what do we say to them? Oh, you guys are beautiful. I feel like I'm in a class again, like a classroom with a bar though. That would have been the best classroom. Okay, so that was the uses of and then, the South Africanism of and then. Now I'm going to give you like 2 or 3 more, and then I'm probably going to get out of here. How long have I been up here? I actually have not been. I put up a clock and then I have no clue. Yeah. I forgot to look at it when I started, so I don't know how long I've been up here. But, so. We'll cut that in the editing. So, during Alvina asked you guys what you've been doing or what you've accomplished since this year started. And what I've accomplished is I've gone to South Africa. And I know it doesn't sound like an accomplishment, but it really is. Those plane tickets are hella expensive. Okay, like it's a big accomplishment. And I went to South Africa, and it felt so nice to be back home because people were speaking my language again. And I don't mean Xhosa, which is my home language. It's the one with the clicks, you know. It kind of sounds like beatboxing, but like the cool one. No, not that language, still English. But like people were saying words that I know, words that I associate with. Like no one was saying plastic bag. People were saying Checkers. Checkers is a store, but also it's a plastic bag. In South Africa. And people were not saying toothpaste. People were saying Colgate. Yes. So in South Africa, all toothpaste is Colgate. If you go to South Africa and someone offers you Colgate, they don't actually mean the brand Colgate. Maybe they might, you don't know. Even Sensodyne is Colgate in South Africa, okay? And when you go there, like it's so important to like speak the language and know the nuances of South Africa. Who has been to South Africa here? Woo! Okay. Yeah, of course you've been there. You married a South African. Where did you go in South Africa?
I'm actually from South Africa.
You from?
Both of us are from South Africa.
I see I'm collecting South Africans. Okay. Who has been to South Africa and isn't from South Africa?
Me.
Woo! Okay. Where did you go in South Africa? Don't say Cape Town. Where did you go?
Sun City, then like Joburg, Pretoria, then out to Durban area.
Okay, so not Cape Town. Very nice. There are other parts of South Africa besides Cape Town. You should tell other Europeans that. So, when you go to South Africa, like I feel like it's really important for you to know these things. And I was with people who were not saying traffic light. We don't know what the fuck a traffic light is. It's a robot, people. Thank you. Yes, that's a robot. People were saying robot again. I was like in my car at robots, like pulling up the windows and locking the doors. It felt so good to be home. Like, oh my gosh, it felt so good to be home. Oh my goodness. Like I was putting my phone in my pocket again, not walking with it in my hand. Oh guys. Like it was so good to be home. Cause like in Europe, so here's what I do. Whenever I want to get an upgrade of a phone, I just go on a walk. I take my phone on a walk, just hold it, and I know one of my fellow South Africans is going to liberate me from this phone. Like, one of my fellow South Africans is going to take this phone away from me and I can finally get an upgrade. Now, I haven't upgraded my phone in over like 2 years. It's been almost 3 years. Because in Europe, no one wants to steal my phone. I once left it on a train and somebody mailed it to my house. How did you even find my home address? Jesus! Like, when I bought a phone in South Africa, I used to give it a speech, okay? I would like, at the shop, get the phone and be like, listen, baby girl, you and I have a limited time together because someone, I don't know who and I don't know when, but somebody's coming and they're going to take you away from me. So everything we do, we need to back up to the cloud. Because I'm not going to get you back. Unlike Liam Neeson, I do not have a certain set of skills. And that was the speech I gave my phone when I bought it in 2022 before I moved to Europe. And I still have the same fucking phone. Nobody wants it. Guys, nobody wants to steal your phone in Europe. There is no crime in Europe. I know they say there's crime. I know you said they stole your bike.
It's in the country.
In which country?
I mean, they stole the bike, but like, I don't know. It's painted in your phone.
No, I went to Italy. They said, no, listen. They said there are pickpockets in Italy. I put my phone hanging out my ass in Italy. Not a single fucking pickpocket. I was there for a week trying to get this phone stolen. Nobody wanted to steal it, okay? My husband doesn't want me to buy a new phone because I still have the old one. No one wants to. If you want to steal it, please meet me outside. It will be hanging out of my back pockets. You don't even have to introduce yourself. I've taken out my driver's license and everything. Like, it's yours to keep. Okay, so one last thing, then I'm gonna leave you guys.
Aww.
I know. Oh my gosh. We can't do this forever. Other people have jobs, unlike me. Oh yeah, it's a Friday. Nobody has a job tomorrow. Yeah! Let's keep this going until midnight. So, before I moved to Germany, no, I do not live in Austria, I think I mentioned this. Before I moved to Germany, I lived in the Netherlands. And I was in the Netherlands for like 2 years. And I did comedy there as well. I actually started comedy because I was told to get a hobby by my husband. I think he just wanted me out the house because he works from home, so he was tired of seeing me 24/7. And so thanks to him, I'm now with you people. And doing comedy means that you travel at night. You see, even now, like, it's 10 past 10 and we're still out and we use a lot of public transport in Europe. And there's this thing called the metro in the Netherlands. So it's like the part of it is like underground. And I would go underground in the middle of the night alone and still feel safe. Do you know how infuriating that is? Like, I come from South Africa. I want my blood to move. Like, I want to be like looking around and being like, okay, so what are you going to do? So, like the interactions I have had with the police here are so pleasant. It is so fucking annoying. After every interaction, it's like, okay, so what are we now? Like what are you doing here? Like, are you trying to ask me out? What's the deal? Like, I'm married, but you know, I could break my vows for you because like it's not breaking vows. Chill. He's okay. It's a police officer. I need to do what he says. And I think now I should move to the US because things are rock and roll there. Like I've been in Europe and everything is so tame here. Like everything is so tame and the people are tame and friendly, and I haven't experienced even a little bit of racism, except for this lady who refused to break her leg for me. But other than that, nothing, okay? And I feel like my people are having the best time in America. Like their blood is flowing. Like their blood is, like every interaction with the police for them is like, hey, am I alive? Am I dead? What's happening? What are we doing? Now I think my interactions here are like proposals, and they're like, is it a coffin, or am I going to be on the news? Here I don't even think I'm ever going to get on the news in Europe. So I'm doing this. So get me on the news. Hey Felix, get me on the news. So I really enjoyed my trip home, but now I'm back here in the land of the safe and the free. Jesus Christ. And it's not going on. I mean, I've been back for 24 hours, and the entire 24 hours, I'm thinking of just like going and standing in the street, and maybe something will happen. Like maybe something will make me feel the rush that I'm looking for. Or which country did you say I should move to? Ayo, which country did you tell me to move to? Romania. What happens in Romania?
Fun things.
Are they gonna mug me? Maybe. Okay. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Every time I ask that question in Germany, everyone says no. So yeah, okay. So I'll take maybe. I'll take maybe because I'm looking for like a rock and roll European country to move to, and it's been a miss for the last two that I've lived in, and clearly Salzburg is more vanilla than my husband is. So Salzburg is also not for me. But thank you, Salzburgers, for coming to see me. Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys now. You have been such an amazing audience. Thank you so much for coming out. I have had a great evening. Please give a round of applause to my opening act, Felix and Tom. And let's welcome Alvina back on stage so she can tell you guys how much to tip. Thank you.
Give it up for Yoyo.